PLDT's return to the international bond market has become a monumental success. This after the telco firm received overwhelming support for its $600 million note issuance, global pandemic notwithstanding. Shaila Francisco with the details.
After an 18-year hiatus, PLDT has returned to the international bond market. And they received the warmest welcome even as the world grapples with the coronavirus pandemic. The telco firm raised $600 million in 10 and 30-year offerings. This marks a landmark deal for the telco giant and the country because not only did they issue the lowest coupon by a Philippine company, it was also the first international 30-year offering for a non-government entity. And the demand from investors did not disappoint. The final order book was 17 times oversubscribed at $10.2 billion, the highest received by a Philippine issuer. PLDT says the entire process was done virtually with only 2 weeks worth of preparations.
This is a very good, vote of confidence in both PLDT as well as the country. So they are, looking at the country in very favorable terms from an investment standpoint, and particularly in PLDT in terms of how we will be there for the long term.
The funds raised through this bond issuance will be used mainly to refinance PLDT's debt maturity until next year. Meanwhile, roughly a third of that will be used for capital expenditures, particularly to improve its networks and capacity to better serve the data requirements of the Philippine market.
Thought it would be prudent and wise for us to diversify into another funding source outside of the local market, add a longer tenor to our maturity profile, and introduce a bit of US dollar currency into our debt mix.
Could make sense.
For markets analyst Luis Limlingan, PLDT made a good call with its entry in the international bond market at this time.
Right now, I think the appetite is strong, so probably that's what pushed them, especially that a lot are saying that this pandemic may subsist and basic necessities are probably going to be the ones that are going to survive and thrive during this pandemic, PLDT being one of them. People believe in the solidness and the foundation of the company. After all, this is utilities we're talking about, so you don't expect any sudden shocks, and I guess with the high barriers to entry, perhaps that's why people are actually coming in.
For now, PLDT says they are satisfied with the outcome and they don't see themselves going back to the international bond market anytime soon. Shaila Francisco, VR1 News.